Hello students. In this video I'm going to show you how to use typing.com and how you'll start your keyboarding class. First of all, log into typing.com with your student email address and password that I sent you or your username that I have sent you. Once you're into typing.com, you'll see your name up here and you'll see your account settings that you can click on and change your password if you want to and do some different things. Here's some tabs. You can go from lessons to tests to games. You can look at your progress, different things that you've gotten in here, and you can change the theme if you want this to be a different look. I'm going back to lessons now. And if you're a very beginner, you'll want to start right here in the beginner lessons, and it will teach you how to use your home row key. And in a separate video on keyboarding techniques, I'll talk about your home row key and how to place your fingers. And actually, once you start the lesson, it will have a little diagram of putting your fingers. Your index fingers are on your F key and your J key. And if you feel your F and J key, there's a little indentation on it so that you can always get your fingers back to home row. Okay, so you'll work through these home row keys, then the keys reaching out to the letter T and S and L. The letter S happens to be your finger that you don't use very often, and so it's kind of a harder one. And anyway, it goes through and then it has stretches and then it wraps up. Once you're through all those lessons, then you can begin the intermediate and easy top row words, and so then you start typing words at a time instead of letter by letter. That's an important skill to gain. I'll talk about that in the technique video. And then once you're through that, you can go to advanced, and we have skill builders, numbers and letters, and symbols. And if you ever want to come over and work on symbols, you can start here. You do not have to do these all in order, although it's recommended. And each of these can always be restarted. We also have reinforcement and stories and then custom lessons. So now you are going to, once you get into the intermediate and advanced, I would like you to always do a custom warm-up lesson. And this one here will time you for 5 minutes. And this one here has no time limit. Once you stop typing, though, within any of your lessons, it will pause. The timer pauses and it won't record any time until you start typing again. So try to do the daily warm up. And this little skill builder is excellent for um, getting accurate and getting rhythmical. And it's, to me, it's a kind of a magic type drill. Okay, so just to recap, if you're a beginner, start here. And also, even if you are a beginner, or not a beginner, you can type 25 or 30 words a minute. I would start here so that you get your fingers really set on that home row and it reinforces where all the keys are. Then go on to intermediate and advanced. And if you do type 25 or 30, you can start a custom warm-up lesson by going here and here. I will have different typing um, timings in here and lessons that I can make myself for you. So we'll see how that goes during the quarter if we need to do that or not. Okay, up here is your timer. And right now it's set at 15 minutes, and you need to practice 15 minutes to 20 minutes every day for 5 days a week, and that's how you're going to build your speed. Now, I suggest that you do your final speed the last week, of course, but if you get up past, if you're typing 55 words a minute and you're pretty accurate, six mistakes or fewer, which is above 90% usually. Here's your percentage. You can see what your percentage is for accuracy. Uh, I can actually give you that test at any time during the quarter. We just have to arrange a time. So if you want to get your speed up and then come in and take a timing test, just let me know. And I will accommodate you on that. So here's your lesson, and that's what you do per day 15 to 20 minutes, 5 days a week. And there is a way to get bonus points during a week. If you missed, say you missed some points the week before, you can do an extra day in another week and get some points. Okay, so let's go from here and over to your Canvas course. Actually, I'm going to log out here. Oh, I'm not going to. I'll just go over here. Now, here's what your keyboarding Canvas class looks like. And the first thing you'll do is look at your syllabus, and it tells you a little bit about me and shows you a picture of me there, your course description, and just some different information in here. And so take a look at that. This AI policy isn't too key. It's part of the syllabus, our school syllabus. But in this particular class, keyboarding, there you can't really use AI to do your work. You're building your own skill for your own benefit. And it's got your grading in here, course grading, and that type of thing. Here's your course grading. This is the speed grade right here for your speed, how if you're typing 50 words a minute, it's at 79%. So there is a, if right now, if you are typing 55, I think it's 55 or 60 words per minute without too many errors, you can take a test right now and you don't have to do any of this work. Okay, back over here to modules. And you are going to need to take two proctored tests, and if you want to pass the course, you need to do a proctored test to show me your skill level. So you'll sometime before October 10th, you'll need to come into school and take a 5-minute timing. And then during the last couple weeks of school, you'll need to take another 5-minute timing in class. And I'll show you where this information is in just a second, how you do that. Okay, so here's getting started. So click on here, and you must do this before your first day of class so that you don't become a no-show and I have to report you, and then somebody will call you to see if you want to be in the class. You want to read about grading and speed and accuracy requirements, and then here's where you'll find out more about posture technique, and it's kind of a checklist here. And so, are you reaching your goals and making progress? Week 1, these are little quizzes, but they're not a test or anything. But let's click on it so you can see what it will be like. So you come in here and practice time, 15 to 20 minutes. Aim for at least 3 days a week. More days, faster progress. And then quality, try to set yourself a goal. Work on your weak spots. Okay, so here's what you'll do at the end of the week. Come in here, and the first question is, how much time did you spend practicing? Did you do 15 to 20 minutes for 2 days? Then you would get 3 points. 3 days a week, 5 points. 4 days a week, 6 points. And 5 days a week, you get 7 points. If you didn't practice, no points. And if you think you did some bonus times, then you can click here for bonus. Okay, so this will be days 6 and 7. Okay, and I can actually go in and see your report on here, so you need to report this accurately because I can go into typing.com and look at yours, how much time you spent during the week. Then I have 3 little questions I'd like you to focus on. One, what was your focus for this week, the week that you came in? Were you working on speed or accuracy or individual keys or all of them or none of them? None is if you didn't have any focus, that's okay. Correct yourself for the next week. Did you check your progress report in time and did you make progress in an area, your speed or accuracy? And what's your goal for next week? What do you want to work on? These kinds of questions really help your learning. They seem so simple, But yeah, when you actually be mindful about what you're doing, and it's called practicing with purpose, you do make better progress. So I really encourage you to fill out this and take time to think about what you're doing in keyboarding. I got to say that keyboarding for me personally has been my bread and butter for my whole entire life. When I learned how to type when I was about 16 or 17 years old in high school, I used that skill through my whole entire life, and I'm still typing. Working in a law office like I did for 15 years, I know that there's a big difference between typing 40 words a minute and typing 60 and typing 80. And usually when you get to 60, you're going to be up to 80 as soon as you start doing a lot of typing. So it's a skill that you need to bring to your employer, and they all expect you to know how to type. And you may or may not have an actual typing test, but oh boy, it is so important that you know how to type accurately. So there's some interesting things in here. Let me go back to home. Okay, and actually to modules. I want to go to modules. And if you look right here, in this one right here, it's an assignment. Oh, but let's see. Maybe this isn't the one I want. It isn't the one I want. Okay, let me go back. Posture and technique. There's some things in here you can read. It's up to you if you want to read them or not. Um, Expensive typos. Check this out and see how a comma or an extra number can change things and be very detrimental. And so here's another article, How Do You Break Bad Typing Habits? And 10 things that you need to know to break bad typing habits. So you can use these as a just interesting reads. But what you need to do is read and check out this handout. And I will do a separate video and kind of go through this here, what you need to do. So that's the end of this video, and I hope that'll help you get started. Please reach out to me if you have any questions, any concerns. I am here to help you and support you in your and building your skill, and I hope that you make great success in this class.